Why, hello. Happy New Year, everybody. I am coming to you, even though I'm a little under today. It's okay. No excuses, right? Don't they say that? A performer should never tell anybody they're sick. I'm not sick. I feel great. How was your guys's oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you guys since before Christmas. Vacation good? Everybody get what they want? Were you guys good givers and receivers of gifts? I had to practice being a good receiver. I don't know how I did. I hope I did well. Probably not. Sometimes it's hard to receive gifts. Today, though, don't freak out on me. Don't freak out. We're going to talk about feelings. Okay. We're not going to get all hippy dippy unless we want to go that way. So, no mommy issues, no daddy issues. But I think it's good for us to talk about feelings. What do you think? That's all right. It's not a talk show. I get to pick what I want. So we're going to talk about that. So hang on. Let's go. I need to make that a little bit longer. So Martha did comment, hey, so on my gift receiving, I did better than usual. Thank you. I think it's important to be a good receiver of gifts. We talked about that in the Go Giver. Good morning, Amanda. And it just and it kind of ties in what I want to talk about today, right? When I'm a bad receiver of gifts, how does that make that other person feel? Right? Because obviously, I don't think anybody is buying somebody a gift to make them feel bad. I think they're truly trying to be thoughtful, right? I think they're trying to be thoughtful. So then when we receive it, like, oh, it's a horrible gift. I don't think people should be able to return gifts. Yep, I'm going publicly saying that. You should be stuck with the gift you have because it was a thought. It's the thought. It's how it made somebody feel. All right, getting into feeling, I want to share an awesome quote with you guys. You ready? People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard that before? And then just kind of looking back on your own life, right? Do you remember arguments you've had maybe with parents or spouses or whatever before? You may not remember exactly what the argument was about, but you remember you didn't feel good. You didn't like it. It didn't give you warm fuzzies. There was a negative feeling tied to it. So we will remember how people make us feel far longer than we'll remember what they say or did. So that got me thinking about business, right? We're in real estate, we have transactions. Other people are in businesses too, where they have transactions also. And it got me thinking, what's the difference between a good transaction and a bad transaction? Because we're just looking at the definition of the transaction. So anything that makes it to closing, right? On the agreed upon terms, we agree to buy this house and close at this certain time and this certain price, and then it happens. That should be a good transaction. But how many of us have been there? We got them. We got them from point A to point B. And oh my God, this was the worst experience of my life. This was so stressful. This was so horrible. And then we've had other people that are extremely happy and grateful, right? So to me, the only difference between a good transaction really than in a bad transaction is how the customer feels at the end of the transaction, right? So just even thinking about it even more, have we ever thought, how do I want my clients to feel during this whole interaction that I'm having with them? Have I been conscious of that? Right? Are we doing things deliberately to make them less stressed? Or are we accidentally doing things that actually make them feel more stressed? So, what about the co-broke? Oh, there's a cool show on Netflix right now. It's called 100 Humans. And it's kind of like, I don't remember the name of the other show, but they're doing experiments on people. And so one of the ones that they did on one of the shows that we were watching was, and we all know this, criticism versus praise. Okay. So for the example, they had some plate spinners. Yes, plate spinning is a thing and it looked pretty cool. Not metaphoric, literal plate spinning. And they taught the people, they did a quick little tutorial to show them how to plate spin. Blah, blah, blah. You got the plate, you're moving it over to your finger, doing stuff. And there's this one lady, she did well. Maybe she was a plate spinner in a previous life. But the professional plate spinner was tasked with criticizing her that time, even though she did well. He criticized her. And then they had to go and practice again for 30 minutes and then come back to see how they did. She came back after the criticism, and she was probably the best plate spinner. She did worse. She had a hard time getting the plate going. She actually did worse. And then the same thing. He had to randomly praise people, even though they were doing a horrible job, right? And guess what happened? A lot of the people that got praised came back and did better. And the ones that got criticized, they came back and did worse. Which I know that seems like it's very common sense, right? It seems like, oh, well, of course, you criticize somebody, they're not going to want to do better. But do we ever do that in our business? Do we ever do that with our team members? Do we do that with our kids, our spouses? Think about with our co-brokes. Do we like kind of criticize a little bit by being snarky maybe? What kind of feelings are we giving our co-brokes? Yeah, if we criticize them well, thanks for finally getting me that counter offer, or thanks for finally getting me that termination, or thanks for finally getting me this or that, that's not really going to incentivize them to do better, is it? It's not praising them. So what if we just took a different mindset and we were just very conscious of that everybody I'm interacting with, I want them to feel better after interacting with me, whether through praise or gratitude. I want to make everybody feel good. So this Christmas, I was calling you guys. When I say you guys, I mean my agents here in the office, and just wishing you guys Merry Christmas. And what was interesting about that is some of you guys don't have voicemails set up saying you're real estate agents. I might get on that. But another thing was some of the voicemails made me feel different than others. Like the ones, and I'm not picking on anybody, but I'm just saying, let's think about this. Have we thought about how does our voicemail make somebody feel? Right? Am I excited? Oh, thank you for calling. Right? I mean, are we like excited that they called us? Let's make a voicemail that it's $1 million seller who just got our name from their best friend who we went to school with, whatever, and they want to sell their $1 million house. If they called us, would they even know they got the right person? Right? Second, do they even want to leave us a message after they hear our message? Some of you guys are killing it. There's a lot of you guys out there that have voices for radio. Some of you, I don't even know if you're real estate agents. Some of you sound like you just got out of bed. So let's think about that. What experience do we want our people to have? How do we want to make them feel? There's a company called Tesla that their whole business, not their whole business model, they're very interesting. I don't want to say their whole business model, but a part of their business model is it's fun. They like to make people laugh and be happy. Did you know you can get an app for your Tesla car to make it fart? It can make a farting sound. Some people say, why? I say, why not? You can get a celebration app for your car, and the doors open and close, and it plays music, and it looks like it's shooting fireworks. Does that have anything to do with cars? Does that have anything to do with saving the environment? Does that have anything to do with getting from point A to point B? No, but it has everything to do with how it makes somebody feel. And I think they've done pretty good. I don't think that's a bad model to go after. So that was my little talk. I told you no mommy or daddy issues today, no hippy dippy. But when we're creating our business plans, or when we're looking at how we're going to grow our business, are we being mindful of how we make people feel?